Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's another terrific sunny Tuesday. That makes me so happy inside. I feel so grateful for the beautiful, perfect spring weather this week. And you know, when I start thinking about spring and books that I like to read in spring, especially books with my students, there are two characters that come to mind. I'm going to show you. Frog and Toad. Raise your hand if you've read Frog and Toad. They're so great. They're two really old classic friends in books. And the one I thought I would read to you today is Frog and Toad Together. And today we're going to read chapter 1. And we're going to read a little bit each day for the rest of this week. Something a little bit different. So if you're a Frog and Toad fan, you're going to love it. And if you really love it, I have more too, so let me know. If you have any requests, I'd love to take a request. If you have anything that you're wondering if I have in my stack of books, because you can see behind me, there's a little stack right there, but what you can't see is on the floor behind me, there's stacks and stacks and stacks of books, because as you know, I love books. Children's books and grown-up books. I started a new book yesterday. Well, let's get to it. Frog and Toad Together by Arnold Lobel. Here's our title page, Frog and Toad Together. Look, here they are, being cozy together. I love that there's a giant acorn on the mantle of the fireplace. And here's our table of contents. If you're a kiddo that hasn't jumped into chapter books yet, a lot of the times a chapter book will have what's called right here, a table of contents. And the author will list the names of the chapters with the page that the chapter starts on. So chapter 1 is called A List. Ooh, I love making a list. Let's see what kind of list they made. A list. One morning, Toad sat in bed. I have many things to do, he said. I will write them all down on a list so that I can remember them. Toad wrote on a piece of paper, a list of things to do today. Oh, I make that list. I make a little list every day of things I want to do. Or maybe you're someone who writes down all of your different e-learning things that you need to do. Or maybe you're someone that writes down your chores. Or maybe you could help your parents make a grocery list. That's a cool thing. Then he wrote, wake up. Well, I have done that, said Toad, and he crossed out, wake up. Ooh, sometimes that's the best part of making a list is crossing out the things you did. Then Toad wrote other things on the paper. Let's see if you can read them with me. A list of things to do today. Wake up. Eat breakfast. Get dressed. Go to Frog's house. Take a walk with Frog. Eat lunch. Take nap. Play games with Frog. Eat supper. And go to sleep. Supper means dinner. There, said Toad. Now my day is all written down. He got out of bed and had something to eat. Then Toad crossed out, eat breakfast. Because he ate breakfast. Toad took his clothes out of the closet and put them on. Then he crossed out, get dressed. Silly Mrs. Fontanetta. Toad put the list in his pocket. He opened the door and walked out into the morning. Soon Toad was at Frog's front door. He took the list from his pocket and crossed out, go to Frog's house. Toad knocked at the door. Hello, said Frog. Look at my list of things to do, said Toad. Oh, said Frog, that is very nice. Toad said, my list tells me that we will go for a walk. All right, said Frog, I am ready. Frog and Toad went on a long walk. Ooh, do you like long walks? I love long walks. Then Toad took the list from his pocket again. He crossed out, take walk with Frog. Psh. Then there was a strong wind. It blew the list out of Toad's hand. The list blew high up into the air. Help! Cried Toad. My list is blowing away. What will I do without my list? Ooh, I feel like we found our problem in the story. I wonder what the solution will be. Hurry, said Frog. We will run and catch it. No, shouted Toad. I cannot do that. Why not? Asked Frog. Because, wailed Toad, running after my list is not one of the things I wrote on my list of things to do. Uh-oh. Frog ran after the list. He ran over hills and swamps, but the list blew on and on. At last, Frog came back to Toad. I am sorry, gasped Frog, but I could not catch your list. Blah, said Toad. I cannot remember any of the things that were on my list of things to do. I will just have to sit here and do nothing, said Toad. Toad sat and did nothing. Frog sat with him. Oh, what a good friend. After a long time, Frog said, Toad, it is getting dark. We should be going to sleep now. Go to sleep, shouted Toad. That was the last thing on my list. Toad had wrote on the ground with a stick. Go to sleep. Then he crossed out. Go to sleep. Psh. There, said Toad. Now my day is all crossed out. I am glad, said Frog. Then Frog and Toad went right to sleep. And chapter 2 is going to be called The Garden, and we'll do the garden tomorrow. I'd like to challenge you to make a list today. Maybe make a list of things that you found outside on your walk. Maybe make a grocery list. Maybe make a list of things that you love about your teacher and then send it to her. Maybe make a list of things that you love about your mom and dad or your family and give it to them. Maybe make a list of all the things that you're grateful for, that you're thankful for inside your heart. There's a lot of different lists that you can make. If you make a list and you're one of my students, feel free to share it on Seesaw. I'd love to see. Or if you're one of my friends or my nieces or nephews or just a kiddo who's listening to this, share a list with me. I'd love to hear what you did. Have a wonderful, sunny Tuesday, my friends. Bye.